I sure am glad penguins can breathe underwater because I sure as hell can't. Hey, howdy, hi everyone, Starthony Fandango here. Today I'm going to be talking about the one, the only blue blur. His name is Sonic Man! Oh, sorry, I meant Sonic the Hedgehog. Spitting into the hearts and homes of many in June of 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog was Sega's answer to a Mario, a cooler, faster, bluer even.
Why are you blue?
Platforming mascot to take the world by storm. And believe it or not, Sonic 1 was my first Sonic game. Kinda. See, the first Sonic game I ever actually played was 2006's Sonic Genesis for the Game Boy Advance. Sonic Genesis is... it's a worse way to play Sonic 1, bar none. Don't play that game, seriously. Come on now. However, despite that, the music, the platforming, and the levels all still, wowed me as a kid. Even though the music was bit-crushed version of the Genesis version. Anyways, I guess I was just easy to please. However, soon after this, I got the Sonic Mega Collection Plus for the PlayStation 2, and I was able to experience it for the real first time again. But it was way better this time. No screen crunch, no awful music versions, and no slowdown. Now, for my meager reputation's sake, just know that I do own the games on Genesis, and yes, I have beat them like that. But, for this video, and for most playthroughs of Sonic 1, I'm playing Sonic Forever, which is a PC-native port of the excellent Taxman and Stealth mobile port from 2013, with added features and support. All you need is your legally obtained copy of your APK file from the mobile version. With that goofiness out of the way, let's continue. The plot of Sonic 1 is pretty simple. Dr. Robotnik kidnaps woodland creatures and turns them into his robots, and Sonic is the dude rolling around at the speed of sound, freeing them from captivity. It's pretty simple, and it serves this simple first game just fine. So I'll be going through each of the zones and describing my personal experiences with them, what I thought of the platforming, level design, music, and how well they fit into the game overall, because, let's be honest, some of these levels shouldn't be here, damn it. I'm sorry. So, each zone in this game is split up into 3 acts, which are the levels, with Act 3 usually ending in a boss fight. The game starts with Green Hill Zone, probably the most iconic place in all of Sonic's universe next to Station Square, City Escape, Detroit, I don't know. Anyways, it's lush, green, vibrant, and I know that it's overdone, but that's because it's just fucking goated, okay? It's just that good of an introductory level. The level design for all 3 acts is varied and fun, allowing for multiple paths to your goal. Usually the top path is the hardest path to stay on and requires knowledge of the level of where to go. However, it is almost always the fastest as well. And that's more or less the way Sonic levels have been structured since this first game. It's a simple and effective concept for level design, and I can't praise it enough. Green Hill also complements Sonic's movement very well, allowing for baddick bouncing, rolling around, and flying through the air. Marble Zone is, well, it's kind of the antithesis of Green Hill, unfortunately. It's dark, underground, filled with lava, basically one way to move through each act with a few hidden things like item boxes throughout. And it's slow and irritating. Most people I talk to do not vibe with this level. It's not the worst, but boy howdy, it did not kill my grandma. The music is still good though, and I actually do really like the boss at the end of Act 3. But overall, not a great second zone. The third zone is Spring Yard Zone, in which the game does something really cool and becomes fun again. There are slopes, some different paths, and loads of hidden item boxes and goodies to get. There are several parts where you have to gain momentum to make it up steep slopes, and I always appreciate when the levels complement Sonic in this way, rather than giving him, fake speed from dash pads or whatever. Dimps! The boss isn't too hard, as long as you're paying attention to where you're leading him. The fourth zone is everyone's favorite, the one, the only, Labyrinth Zone. Yay! Labyrinth Zone is another anti-Green Hill Zone, but to the max. First, they made Sonic slow by throwing him underwater. Fine, no big deal, right? You know, in real life, hedgehogs can swim, so that... No, Sonic actually can't swim. And he can only go underwater for an embarrassing 18 or so seconds without drowning. to the most anxiety-inducing music known to man. The levels couldn't possibly complement Sonic's movement worse. There aren't very many branching pathways, save for maybe like the last act, and the boss is just a total pain in the ass. 0 out of 10, too much water. Ugh. After braving the waters, Sonic gets to head to the 5th zone, Starlight Zone! Starlight Zone is another zone where the devs said, okay, now make it fun again. Sonic is fast, there are tons of slopes and loops and multiple branching pathways and platforming. It's very vertical, and depending on who you ask, the boss here is either a pain or just not too hard. I like the concept of throwing his own bombs back up at him using the seesaws. I think it's fun. That is so metal, Sonic. Oh, and the music is great. It's just this vibey Genesis music and is set well to the shimmering night sky in the background. Great zone. Scrap Brain Zone is the 6th and last full zone. Scrap Brain is an industrial city where all kinds of environmental challenges face Sonic. There's a bit more platforming, death falls, harder enemy types, the works. Act 3 specifically has several routes to take that will ultimately probably form your take on the whole zone, depending on which path you embark on, and why is there water? Why is there water? Ah! The final zone is the 7th and last zone. There is no level, only a boss room where Robotnik tries again and again to hit you with this weird pillar thing and some laser discs. The catch is, you don't have any rings for this zone. You need to get all 8 hits in and avoid taking any damage. Now this isn't terrifically difficult, and that's okay, if a little anticlimactic. After taking one final blow, Robotnik tries to speed off in his Eggmobile. Nice try, Egg Boy. Depending on whether or not you got all 6, yes I said 6, Chaos Emeralds during the special stages, you get a different ending card. Real quick, I actually forgot to mention the special stages. So at the end of every level, if you get 50 rings, you can jump into this big ring at the end, right past the goalpost, and you'll be transported to this ooey gooey, colorful, Spamtopian-looking mess where you'll essentially control Sonic in this rotating arena where you try to navigate to the Chaos Emeralds. It's a little jarring, and it's not everybody's favorite, but I do like it way better than the half-pipe that they introduced in the other games. And to be honest, I really couldn't care less about getting the Emeralds because there is no Super Sonic to get. It literally just changes the ending card from Robotnik, you know, just juggling the Chaos Emeralds at his little gross fingers to him stomping on the end title card. That's it. No Super Sonic. So the special stages aren't really worth it. My thoughts on Sonic 1 are weird. I still like the game, but half of the zones are clearly not designed for Sonic's movement. However, I still think this game did a great job being the first Sonic game and laid the groundwork for everything else to come. I think despite the issues, the game clearly still has something to offer platforming fans and just gamers in general. I think it's almost a rite of passage to play Sonic 1. A lot of love and thought and care went into these compositions, graphics, character designs, and physics, and I can tell. It really helped show what blast processing really meant to people that owned a Sega Genesis. So that's Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope you all enjoyed it because I sure did for like half of the game. If you want to hear me say more dumb stuff about Sonic, Halo, Ace Attorney maybe, Sonic again, Halo again, then you better stick around and hit that sub button. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.